Well, here we are. I never know what's going to happen with these things, whether anybody's going to show up or not. Uh, this is one of the first live streams I've done since we started doing the daily YouTube videos and really starting to grow the audience and the subscribers here at the channel. It's been quite a trip. It ain't easy uh, trying to do a YouTube video every single day, um, especially a comics review uh, videos like we're doing here at the channel these days. And I kind of oscillate back and forth between how could I possibly do a review of a comic book every day, and then oh my god, this is going to work. I've got plenty of material to cover. I've got this giant collection of comics, and I only acquire more and more every time I go to the local comic shop and dig through their dollar bins and buy even more comics, which makes me even more enthusiastic to do these shows and grab it. Oh man, I can do a show on this. I can do a show on that, and I get all hyped up about it again. So I kind of oscillate back and forth, but it is October 14th. It is my birthday, and we are going to draw some comics today. I wanted to, this is kind of like a trial run um, stream because I want to do a creator jam on Halloween. I want to have an open link and allow creators from all over the world to come on and jam with me. I want to spend 12 hours, which I understand is a heavy, it's a lofty enterprise to live stream for 12 straight hours. But I like to do marathon. I like to do marathon creative sessions, whether it be writing or drawing. And I have a lot of work to do on this book still because I've spent the majority of the last, I don't know, month and a half just cranking on this YouTube channel and trying to learn Streamlabs, OBS, and really figure out what this channel uh, is going to look like, what it's going to feel like, what I want the mood and the vibe to be in the videos, and that's taken away a lot of the time that I would normally spend on uh, making the comics. And I have a bunch of pages drawn out for my new book, Gigant, which is a bizarre Bigfoot slash UFO slash cult slash uh, redneck tweaker slash mutant comic that I've never done a Bigfoot story before, and I've struggled with this. We'll get into it. We'll talk about what my plans are for this. I have big plans for this book. We're going to work on it a little bit here tonight. I wanted to share my process. I've been doing that. I've been doing this for years on the channel. When that's sort of all I used this YouTube channel for a long time was doing process work videos and occasional live streams. And I never really worried. I've had this YouTube channel for like 20 years. I've had this YouTube channel since 2007, maybe even longer than that. 2007 seems a little late in the game. I've had a YouTube channel since the inception of YouTube, basically. But I never really worried about building it up. When I started YouTube, there was no monetization. There was none of this. The modern YouTube is a completely different animal than what it was when, when us old schoolers started out on it. And it's probably been what 10 years since people have been able to monetize their channels, like have like careers as YouTubers and shit like that. I didn't ever want to be that or become that. I have a career separate outside of YouTube, and like I said, I've always just used it to do process drawings, or I hosted a show several years back with my friend Brad, and it was just a draw. It was just a draw stream. All we did was hang out, draw, and there was no like, we had no ambition to monetize it. We just wanted to bring cool artists on and hang out and draw together and talk. And that was, of course, interrupted by COVID lockdowns and George Floyd craziness, and the people that Brad hung out with on. He was big in the Instagram um, group hashtag lowbrow art, and there were hundreds of people in the hashtag, and people rolling in. What's up, John? Nice to see you, buddy. I appreciate you coming and hanging out. Thanks for the birthday well wishes. Hey, BB, thanks for coming in, and thanks for the birthday wishes. I appreciate it. We're going to have some fun here tonight. Me and Brad would hang out and do draw streams until Brad's. What I was getting at was the that hashtag lowbrow art got real political and super leftist, and suddenly Brad couldn't do streams with me. And to be fair, at the time, the people that I would bring on the stream to hang out with us were like super. All they wanted to do was talk right wing politics, and I'm not going to tell people what they can and can't talk about when they're hanging out, but it really made Brad uncomfortable. And instead of like discussing it with me and having an adult conversation, Brad just ghosted me for most of the lockdown. And and I've told this story before. It's hard to tell, but the night before Brad died of complications from blood clots, he called me and he apologized for all that. He told me he wanted to get back on and do more draw streams with me, and he wanted to hang out more in person, and he wanted to do all these things. He went to the hospital the next morning, found out he had blood clots in his leg. They gave him some medicine to break up the clots. Clots went to his heart, and he collapsed and died in the ER. And that was the end of that, obviously. And I lost several years of friendship with him over fucking internet drama. And so, shit like this, uh, being this public facing thing here on YouTube was a really difficult choice for me to make. And in fact, um, I'd pretty much given up on being a public figure. I didn't want anything to do with it anymore. And after Ed Piskor died, because this shit right here it kills. This shit is it's not this shit should come with a warning label, especially if you're going to try to be a public figure on the internet like this. It should come with a warning label because it kills people. And it's not just. Thanks for joining me, everybody. It is October 14th. It is my birthday. I'm trying to get to the good stuff. I don't know why I'm in my feels right now. Just discussing this whole change has been very abrupt just in the last couple months. I'm like, oh, now I'm a fucking full-time YouTuber posting, comic book videos every day. I'm just trying to say it didn't come easy. And I really only chose to do this because I used to be a daily viewer of cartoonist kayfabe, and cartoonists like a lot of people, cartoonist kayfabe's daily videos got me through lockdown, and I drew a lot of comic books while hanging out and watching Ed and Jim talk. And Ed Piskor's death, his humiliation, his canceling Jim Rugg, throwing him under the bus, and ending his public relationship with him, and then Ed eventually committing suicide was a huge, like huge emotional blow to me. And it took for months. I was like, I'm done. You know, this is silly. Like putting yourself out here on the internet is dangerous. Like people will literally kill you for coming out here and trying to create a career out of being like a YouTuber or a public figure these days. And really, it was just kind of, I guess, out of spite um, that I decided to pursue this and to push this, because there's this. I basically waited 6 months, 7 months to see who was going to come in and sort of fill this gap and take over where Ed left off, and to kind of um, take up the mantle, as it were, for comic books, to elevate comic books to, Ed Piskor's entire, purpose, passion and purpose was elevating comic books to the next level. And he, the psychos at the top of the comic industry took that from him and took that from us, and reluctantly, very reluctantly, I decided to come in and do what I can. I'm not Ed. I'll never be at that level that he was professionally or as a comics historian, and the knowledge that he possessed, and maybe not even as an artist. But I'm going to do my bit. I'm going to do my part, because I don't see anybody else stepping up to do that. So here we are, and you know, I don't know how if it's going to work out. I'm committed to it. We've done almost 2 full months of daily videos. I hope you guys are liking them. I hope you guys are into it. I hope you guys like my style. And I think that where my strength lies is in the performances. I think that I'm a pretty talented voice actor. I don't put a lot of I'm just doing like one take, and I'm just coming up with like voices on the fly. They're not perfect. They're not professional level. But as we move forward, I really think that's where my strength is going to be. Is going to be performing these, speaking out the dialogue in these comics that we look at. I know a lot about some stuff, and I know very little about other things. My 80s and 90s DC and Marvel Comics superhero knowledge that's a big, and I understand that's like the epicenter of where people our age um, are. That's like where what they collected growing up um, was Marvel, DC, and Image in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s, Image into the 90s, and I don't have that huge breadth of knowledge on the artists and the writers, and even the stories and the characters of that Marvel and DC stuff up. That's just not where my passion comes from early Image comics, and Dark Horse Comics movie tie-ins, Alien, Predator, Terminator. I just did a great episode on Hellraiser, comic book tie-in allegedly written by Clive Barker. That's going to be airing pretty soon. I'm really proud of it. I'm proud of my performance, my voice acting in the episode, and I really think that's what I want to bring to the table on this channel. And I hope you guys can appreciate that. I hope you guys will come on that journey with me. And then my knowledge of the history of comics will only grow as we continue to move forward, and I continue to collect more and more comics from that era, and really identify the artists and writers, and really hone in on it. And I've got some good help. I've got some good friends that are enthusiastic about comics, and they're going to help us. And I'm going to make new friends along the way. And you guys are a huge part of this channel and of this show. And I want to build a robust comment section. I want to build an army of patrons and channel members that do this, that come on this journey with me, and that we, as a collective, elevate comics to the next level and honor Ed Piskor's legacy the right way, not quick cash grabs for the last few things that he was drawing, or doing fucking weird conventions where Jim Rugg, the guy who probably more than anybody pushed Ed to suicide by publicly ending his relationship with Ed on a Saturday. Ed was dead on a Monday, and uh, having him be the guest of honor at a convention with Ed's name on it is just, I know that's not a popular opinion. I know that people get upset with me. Ed's family gets upset with me when I say that stuff, but I'm not the one putting these things. I'm not the one. I'm just reacting to what's happening out there in the world. I'm not the one doing any of this stuff. All I'm doing is uh, trying to get my head around all this. And I think the right way for all of us to honor Ed Piskor's legacy is to take up the mantle and try to elevate comics to the next level. Let me get to some more of your comments here. What's Rugg been up to? I don't know, doing a bunch of conventions and stuff. Good for him. I have no ill will towards him, but he fucked up bad publicly, and he never apologized for it. They just do these panels at these conventions, and the way they talk about Ed Piskor, they talk about him like he's in the next room, and he'll be in a second. You know, they don't talk about what happened to him. They don't talk about what what the psychos in this industry are capable of, and what they did to him, what they pushed him to, and that's unsettling to me. Ed Piskor's legacy isn't some comic books you can back on Zoop. Ed Piskor's legacy, right as it stands right now, is a guy the industry forced into shame and suicide, which is crazy. I don't know why we're talking about this on my birthday. We need to get into some positive shit where this is supposed to be a birthday bash, gang. Clive Barker is badass. I think I did a pretty good video on his Hellraiser comic book adaptation. It's not an adaptation of the movies. It's literally a standalone Hellraiser story continuation of, I don't know, a sequel to part 1 or a sequel to part 2, somewhere in there. I guess maybe part 3. That'll be out a little bit later in the month. Before we get into the drawing, let's fucking hype some shit. It is October. It is Monster Month. I do have a comic book out right now called Count Kefula, aka Dracula in Strangeville. You can pre-order the physical version, 28 pages, full color. You get a nice 11 by 17 poster piece along with it. That pre-order will continue through Halloween, October 31st. Obviously, I'm going to try to do a big creator bash that day. Hopefully, get a lot of pre-orders in at the buzzer there, and really have a nice big pre-order for you guys. I'll be printing and shipping in November. If you're familiar with me as a comic book artist, there's so many brand new people here that have never been exposed to Strangeville. I've been doing this shit for 20 years, as I say at the top of every video. 20-year veteran of the underground, cartoonist, novelist, independent filmmaker. I started making movies in 2003, 2004. I had a whole career as a novelist where I wrote like 18 crazy bizarro fiction novels that are just fucking whacked out and nuts. And then from about 2017 till now, I've been doing nothing but comic books set in the Strangeville movie universe. Some of them are direct tie-ins and sequels to some of the movies I made, and some of them, like Gigant, the book I'm working on right now, and Count Kefula, are standalone stories. Most of the stories have like some characters that carry over. Some of the stories have Nixon and Hogan in them. Some stories have Sarsaparilla, the Weed Witch, in them. Some of them have Gertrude and Mary Beth from the movie Knockhammer. So there's like a lot of characters that just come from the movie universe and wrap into the comic book universe. But I didn't put any recurring characters in Gigant. This is going to be one of those standalones that doesn't connect to anything else. I'd love for you to give my comic art some critique. I think we have pretty similar stoned humor. Yeah, I'm totally down for that. Jump in on the when we do the Creator Jam on Halloween. Jump in and I'll put you on cam and you know, if you don't have to show your face, you know, nobody has to dox themselves. Whatever you're comfortable with, you can just come on with an avatar and share your screen to show you know, digital art like PDF style, or if you or you know, show it like I'm showing it right now on camera. Hey, what do you think of my art? Um, I'm about to flip over to the to this camera right here. That's going to be the document cam where I'm actually going to draw. Believe it or not, I am actually going to draw tonight. I'm going to quit yakking here in a minute, and we're gonna do this thing. But one more thing I wanted to share with you guys before we dig any deeper, and I guess I can switch the camera over now and show you guys this. You know, this shit is really going to be fueled. This channel is really going to be fueled by our patrons and channel members and people who buy, you know, the pre-orders for the new comics and stuff. But let's give a shout to our current patrons and channel members before we get any further. Savage Splendor, Dark Lord Carrion, 666 Yoshi, Alien on LSD, Joseph Stark, Loud Pack Productions, Dave Baxter, Jason German, Mutant Minds, Joshua Wise, Jeremy Maddox, and Nirvana. Thank you guys. Nirvana is a brand new patron as of today. Thank you guys for your support. Financial support means everything to me. It's going to allow us to make to get bigger and better equipment, better cameras, better better computers. You know, I've got these dinky laptops that are just not cutting it here for me, and we're just going to upgrade the channel in so many ways. But you know, through the your support on Patreon, and you don't, and it's not just for nothing. You get access. The patrons get access to all of my comics, novels, and feature films. The complete Kevin Strange collection exists over there on the Patreon, and the channel members get access to all the videos, like the Hellraiser video that I've been talking about all whole time we've been on the air here. You know, that's up and posted in the members only section. Membership's only $2.99 a month, and you get access to all that. There's like 15 videos up there right now. I'm going to bank a whole fuckload more videos tomorrow. Probably I'm going to try. I'm aiming for 7 new videos tomorrow, but we'll see how much I get before I peter out. But without any more bullshit, we're going to get into streaming. You guys go ahead and drop any comments in. We'll talk. We can talk about whatever you want. I've got some topics I want to discuss. I want to talk about my plans for Gigant, but we can talk about anything you want. Super chats are welcome and encouraged. Again, all that financial support goes to all that gets poured back into the channel, and we'll make a better, smoother presentation. So don't hesitate to drop in those super chats if you want. It is October 14th. It is my birthday, so send me some of that sweet super chat goodness if you want to. I do these. I have a sketchbook that I do some small character work, and I don't like to noodle away too much and draw my characters too many times before I break into the book itself, because I feel like that takes the fun out of it. Like, I want to work through what my characters are going to look like on the page. I don't want to go crazy, but I do work it till I'm comfortable. It doesn't take me long, usually 2 or 3 pictures, and I'm comfortable with the character design for what my characters are going to look like. This is the Gigant, the Gigantopithecus, the Bigfoot, the Yeti, the Skunk Squatch. This is him in the way I'm depicting the Bigfoot in my story, Gigant. I also have there are our human characters are these this thruple. This chick here, Kathy. These are tweakers, and then this black midget here, Tyrone, and then I forget what this chick's name is. Squeaky. I think her name's Squeaky, and she looks cool. I like her. I think I like her design the best out of all of them. But these are our three main characters in the story, and then of course, our Bigfoot. So let's dig right in, and I'll start talking about it. John wants to know any new adventures for Wolfram and Wingate. I mean, I gave them the adventure of a lifetime with Cockhammer 2, the graphic novel. And I kind of set them up on their own separate ways. You know, Wolfram gains his sanity back, and after being a demon sentenced to hell, and Wingate, suffers the consequences of his actions in that graphic novel. I do have a Cockhammer 3 planned. Wolfram is in it. I don't know about. I don't know if I'm bringing. I don't think I'm bringing Wingate back, but Wolfram is going to be featured in that book for sure. And that's all written and everything. It's just waiting on me. I took a huge, and I mean a huge break, working on comics after Ed died. I didn't know. It just made me sick what happened to him, and I didn't know if I even wanted to make any more comics after he died. And so I think I had just started working on Count Kefula when all that shit happened back in April, and I only just finished it. I mean, I'm saying I finished it like a couple of weeks ago, and put it up on the Patreon as soon as it was done. So I'm super far behind on comic projects. I wrote a fuck ton of comics. Skunk Squatch, close relative of the abominable snowman. Yeah, for sure. I originally was going to call this thing Skunk Squatch and like really lean into the weed aspect of it, but as I'll get into here shortly, I've been desperately wanting to make something non-adult that I can actually sell at comic shows, and that I can actually put in comic shops, things like that. What is her? I always forget what shirt she's wearing. She's wearing this thing that's like, yeah, it's like a. And then she's got this backpack on. Comes around here. World. People always want to be texting me when they know I'm live stream. Who's talking? Oh, birthday wishes. Isn't that cute? And then how does that go? other side of her shirt. I think it's sleeveless. Yeah, it's totally sleeveless. This comes out. This arms there and there. All right. Do you still have your drawing tablet? And what kind is it? Yeah, that's what I was messing with here earlier. This is an iPad Pro, and it's got hey, thanks for the birthday wishes, Montana. Thanks for stopping by the stream. I got your little birthday message there a minute ago on the Facebooks. Yeah, John, this is it's an iPad Pro. Got it a couple of years ago. Actually, Brad suggested that I one of the one of the last things that he suggested before he ghosted me was that I should get one of these iPad Pros and an Apple Pencil with all that stimulus money and stimulus check for $1,200 covered exactly the cost of the tablet and the iPad or and the Apple Pencil rather. So thanks, Joe Biden, for the cash. And I've probably drawn 300 pages worth of comics on there since I got it. I mean, it's paid for itself over and over and over again. BB says, I've had an idea for a Sam Raimi style horror comic about ghost fuckers, called Ghost Fuckers, about a haunted porn set, but I got to get better at my blacks before I start, I reckon. Like better at your blacks, like drawing black people. Like you want a lot of black people on the on the porn set before you start. I'd say just start making comics. I mean, my first comic was an adaptation of my short film Dead Shit. That is a crappy looking book, but you got to start somewhere. You just got to get it out of you. And they say Ed Piskor used to say you got to do 1,000 bad pages before you start making good comics. And I'm at about 700. I'm at about 700 published pages. So I've about 300 more pages, and all my crappy pages will be out of the way, and I might start making decent stuff. Dab says, "Hope you like your birthday message. I just wanted to stop by and say hi. Whoop whoop. Have a good one. Thanks. Thanks for coming by. I'll definitely look at the message later. She's a Montana's awesome. I actually have. Well, I guess I can't show it on stream. I did an awesome 11 by 17 poster for Dabalette. She's just a cool chick. I like her a lot. I like her vibe, and we're local here together. And I just like to do stuff for her when I can. And I made this awesome. She sent me a bunch of pictures, and I made a real not safe for work awesome poster for her, and it turned out great. She loves it, and yeah, she's a cool chick. Of course, BB meant inks, not the other thing. She says she loves her poster. Well, I'm glad you do. It was a lot of fun making it. We'll have to do another one. Well, we're going to do a comic book together. Just at some point here, I've got so many things going on. I've been doing this. I'm doing a Insane Clown Posse. I'm doing Strange Does the Gathering. It's going to be it's a comic about my experience at the infamous 2002 third annual gathering of the Juggalos, where there was a literal riot, and the riot police came in and shot tear gas paintballs at all the attendees of the gathering of the Juggalos. And I'm going to tie in the Dabalette poster and comic are going to tie in to this, and then I want to hopefully have the ICP book and the Dabalette comic done before the gathering next year, whether I go or not, or whether I just send her with a bunch of stuff. I want to have both projects done by next summer. So we'll see. Like, I've been so busy with this YouTube channel that I haven't been able to do much work at all on the ICP book, let alone the Dabalette book. But we'll get there, one page and one panel at a time. She says she can't wait for that one. Yep. We got plans. Me and Dabs gonna do big things together. I like collaborating like that. I really like. I think I love working with women. Well, when I made movies, it was chicks were obviously actresses that I got to work with, and then when I made novels, I would have girls be like my first readers, and I would get their reactions from my not like I wrote a ton of like weird, crazy monster smut, and the chicks just ate it up, and I got to interact with women that way as a novelist, and then now and doing like comic books ain't a fucking girl sport. They're just not. There's not many chicks in comics, but we can, I can collaborate with girls in this way where I can use them as models and create characters for them. And Dabs is super cool and super into it, and so I'm gonna make her this crazy comic book character that has these wicked, crazy, like super perverted adventures with her girlfriend and her friends, and it's just going to be a lot of fun. And she's a great sport about it, and it energizes me because I get to interact uh, with sexy girls while making my art. Looking forward to it. You're definitely my favorite person to collab with. Always a pleasure working with you. Yeah, man, it's a lot of fun. Um, That's cool. You should check her out. I don't know. Are you on Facebook anymore? I know you get knocked off Facebook all the time. Um, you could find her. Can they find her if they search OnlyFans? Is it well? I guess just drop your link in the. Go ahead and drop your link in the chat there if you can. I'm not sure if it'll let you put a link in there, but put your info in there. These guys can follow you. I get a lot of my guys um, go follow her when I post about her. She's got a very lit OnlyFans. She's very game, very cool, very fun girl, very easygoing, super easy to talk to. Lots of fun. She says you can Google Dabalette and find me. There you go. And of course, we're going to have all those links all over those comic books. This is going to be, you know, everything is going to tie into everything. All right, that's our little Tyrone. I think he's a little. He might be a little tall here. I think I might have to when I scan these and start working on the inks. I think he might be a little. I mean, she's shifty here, whatever her name is. Um, I'm just. It's the beginning of the project, so all these things are up in the air, which is funny. I might sound insane that I don't know my own characters' names or whatever, but all that shit changes throughout the project. And like as I sort of work on I write the script, and then I wrote the script for this. Fuck, I've probably written this script 3 different times. It's all basically the same, but originally it was just going to be, like I said, it was going to be called Skunk Squash. And it was really going to tie in to the weed stuff. But I've got a ton of weed projects already, and I wanted to do something that I could put in the local comic shop and not have the like comic guys be weird about it or try to put it under the counter or stick it in like an adult section. And so I rewrote the script and kind of took that element out of it and changed the dialogue to where there's no, believe it or not, in a Kevin Strange, probably the first Kevin Strange project ever, that there's no cussing in the entire book. So this is actually going to be like a PG-13. Just the violence is going to be the only thing that's kind of like that you would consider like not for kids um, in this thing. And uh, so I've rewritten it so many times. I believe her name's Shifty, he's Tyrone, and she's Kathy. I believe that's their names, but that doesn't matter. Like as I draw the comic and everything, these things change. The dialogue gets rewritten and rewritten, and even the pages get redrawn sometimes, depending on what happens. I have to let the and I know again I sound crazy when I say things like this, but when I write when I write stories, the characters take over the stories, and so as I'm working through them, it's very fluid. I allow for the characters to, once they start to fully develop, and I start to figure out who they are and what their motivations are. Sometimes the things that I had them do in like the first draft, it's like, well, that doesn't make sense. That's not the kind of person they are. So I kind of let the story flow, and I let the characters do what they, um, what they please. El Grin comes in saying happy birthday. Thank you for the birthday wishes. I really appreciate it. We're doing a draw stream here, but Dabblelette's got me curious about what she sent me in my inbox. Wanting me to, I'm wanting to end this thing early and go see what go see what she left me. You never know with her. It's gonna be lit. I can tell you that. All right, let's get this in here. I'm every time I start a new project, I try to change it up just a little. And I try to drag my style into a little bit more refinement each time. And I really want to get bigger, more expressive, almost anime style eyes going with this project, and incorporate that into the style. Here, what did she say? Don't end it early. I just shared it for you. Okay. See, you say it's just a few picks, but that's that's woo, they were nice picks. Let's see. She doesn't have gauges. She has these like cross earrings on, and then she's got this big old bullet here. All right. Man, I haven't done like a draw stream where I talked in a while. It's like I got to get back in. I used to do these all the time, and it's like there's like a special muscle uh, that you get from like talking and drawing at the same time. I've been used to. This dips down here. I'm used to just drawing while I'm watching videos or whatever, listening to music or whatever. Doing a live stream it's been a little tough. I gotta say. And I want to do this for 12 hours on Halloween. Keep that in mind. But I've got so much work to do on this project. It's a 20, I think it's a 22 page book, and this is page number 4. So I don't even have, like, I'm still working like I just have the layouts. I have the layouts for the first 10 pages, I think. So there's the cover. See what I'm saying about those big anime eyes? This is brand new to my style. I haven't done this before. And then page 1. And then page 2 and 3 are a big double splash page that'll have all the credits on. And then I got page, I guess this is page 4. Here. And then I guess I'm working on page 5 now. And then this is page 6. And I've got the layouts done for the first 10 pages. And what I want to do on Halloween, well, I want to get as many creators in here as I can, and then that'll kind of take some of the pressure off me of just sitting here and just talking by myself. But and let them talk and let them hawk their wares and talk about their projects and share their links and all that. But I want to try to get all the way through the pencils, and I want to move on to the inks, and I want to get as far into the inks as possible on Halloween. and really get this thing going, because this thing should have been done a long time. I should have been done with Count Kefula months ago, and then the first issue of this should have been done months ago, or I should be at least approaching finished on it. I think it's a 4-issue. Yeah, it's like a 4-issue arc, and then hey, it's K-pop junkie. Woo! Thanks for stopping in. Birthday, I say yes, yes, yes. It is my birthday. Kefula needs to be seen. Yes, it does. You need to schedule a night to hang out. See, it's late. I'm hanging out late right now. I can do 9 o'clock. I can do 10 o'clock. I don't know. You go late sometimes. I've seen you. Uh, I've seen you on at like 2 in the morning sometimes. Hey, listen, if we need to do a 2 in the morning stream to get Count Kefula out there, I'll take a nap. I'll take a nap and set an alarm. I'll get up at 2 in the morning and we'll do a 2 in the morning jam. Uh, uh, she said, I suck at scheduling right now. You're doing a show every day. This girl is the hardest working promoter for indie comics in the game. I'm telling you, she streams 2, 3, 4, 5 nights a week, just pushing these indie crowdfunder projects out into the world. You're doing God's work, K-pop. You're the best of the best, and more people need to be giving you your props, because ain't nobody working harder to push indie comics than you out there. She says 2 a.m. is super early for me. I'm down for a 2 a.m. stream. All right, if you want to do a 2 a.m. stream, we can do it. She says, I got sick last month and pushed a ton of stuff back, and now I'm swamped trying to find dates. Yeah, no, I'm feeling that, I'm sure. I live in the hood, so you'll hear lots of sirens and things. Don't mind that. I am working on So Count Kefula. Link in the description to you can, if you become a patron, you can read Count Kefula right now, the digital version. Doing something a little different this time. I'm not crowdfunding that project. I'm just doing a small pre-order and putting it out on digitally on my Patreon. And the pre-order link is in the description if you want to buy that. You get a free poster. Free 11 by 17 poster comes with Count Kefula. And once the pre-order's over, that's it. I'm not going to have any. Well, I guess if there's extra copies, I guess I'll put them in the web store. But I'm not going to print anymore. It's just for all you cats that decide you want to get in on the pre-order and then on to the next. And this is the next GIGANT. That's what we're working on now, which is my crazy cracked out Bigfoot UFO cult story. I think it was, as I was saying, I think it's going to be like 4 issues long. Here comes some more cop cars or whatever the fuck. Katie says, I have a feeling you will still be getting the trophy for best use of a butthole in 2024. Well, there's a lot of butthole work in in Count Kefula, but you could count on that. That's for sure. Maybe not in this book. This is like I was saying. This is going to be like my mainstream book. I'm going to start trying to do this where I do one adult book that is basically for the Patreon, and then a small print run for people who want to pre-order it. And then I'm going to do a big book like this that I'm going to put this on Amazon, and I'm going to try to put this in local comic shops. And there's not going to be any nudity or buttholes or anything crazy like that in these. There's still going to be the absolute craziest Kevin Strange stories I could possibly come up with that don't cross the line into adult stuff. And then I want to go back and forth every other book. I'm never going to give up doing the crazy underground adult stuff. That's my passion. That's the kind of stuff I love to do. That's what me and Dabblelette's book together is going to be. That's going to be the raunchiest. She gets a kick. Like there's I don't know what's off limits to her. She gets a kick out of all that crazy raunchy sex stuff. So she's great to collaborate with in that regard. And then I can do these non-adult books here and put them on Amazon and not have to worry about them. Because I've got all my novels on Amazon. I don't want to get that channel yeeted by putting um, objectionable content up there. Uh, but yeah, those are the plans. Never giving up the butthole. No, never, never, never. Uh, yeah, Katie says she's down for. Well, yeah, that's one of the most impressive things about your channel and what you do for comics is you cover the entire gamut um, of indie comics. I love it. I love to you show off these books all the time, and I love stopping in and seeing the new stuff that you're promoting, and it can be it's all over the place. Uh, Katie promotes everything, and that's great because I have my tastes are, I like the raunchy underground stuff. I like the of course I like the image stuff, and I like the media tie-in stuff from Dark Horse and stuff like that. But I also like manga. I also do. I'm going to do a Katie, are you familiar with Lavender Town? She's a YouTuber. She's a YouTuber that does she does like process cutesy drawing videos of like cute anime style girls, but she also has a web comic on Webtoon called Unfamiliar. And I'm about to do some episodes on her Unfamiliar comics, and you wouldn't think that I'd be a fan of stuff like that. It's like cutesy lesbian witches, and but she's awesome. She makes these awesome lesbian witch comics that are super cute, and I can't wait to do an episode. I'm gonna record episodes on that tomorrow. He says, "Thank you." He says, "Yeah, I bring it all. I bring it all on. My tastes are all over the freaking place too." She says she really loves finding new creators. Yeah, I mean, that's something that I would love to pick your brain about is how do you find all these people? I mean, I guess you go to the explore tab on on the crowdfunding sites, but man, oh man, you just find all kinds of people. Yeah, well, that's what I have to say about Lavender Town. Her name's Haley Newsome. You can find her Unfamiliar books on Amazon or Webtoon, and her Lavender Town, and it's TOWNE. Lavender Town, all one word, and she does like I said, like cutesy process videos where she'll be like the anime version versus a realistic version of these cute characters, and she's got like 2 million followers on YouTube. But yeah, she's cool. She's awesome. Oh, she says witches are her favorite thing. Let me go grab. Let me go. Hang on. Stand by. We'll do a little flip through. I'll show you what. I'll show you what her shit looks like. So this is Unfamiliar. BB just subbed to Lavender Town. Awesome. I'm sending people Haley's way. That's cool. Just worked some movies in Discord trying to finish up some art scenes. That's cool. All right, so here we are. This is Unfamiliar. As you can see, she's got this real cutesy pop art style. That's her little witch house. Isn't that cute? She's got, I don't know, is this some kind of a dog, witch familiar thing? And then the whole story, and she's got all these weirdo characters that are in her little story. And it's literally like the story of this witch moves into town and her house is haunted. And the only way that she can get rid of the ghost, like she gets all her little witch friends together, and they figure out that the only way they can rid her house of all of these ghosts that live in it is to cook for them. So they're cooking all these witch meals for these ghosts and figuring out what happened to them, and what they need to do to resolve their ghosty stuff, and move out of her house so she can live in peace. And it's just a cute little. There's 2 volumes there. The third volume might be out by now. The last time I checked a couple months ago. She only had the first 2 volumes out, but of course, as soon as volume 3 comes out, I'm gonna get it. But I'm gonna do video. I think I'm gonna do videos on this tomorrow. This is so cute. Her style looks super familiar. Maybe I have seen it at a con. Maybe I'm not sure where she's. Hell, you know what? I think she is. I think she might be from Wisconsin. So she may you may have done she may have done shows near you. Yep, it's very cute. I like it. It might be something that people don't think that what Kevin Strange is into weird cutesy lesbian uh, witch stuff, but I'm into all kinds. Like I was originally a fan of Haley's from her YouTube channel. I didn't even know she had a webcomic until she started promoting it, that it had just come out in print form. She's got she's got one of those ASMR voices that you can just sort of, as you're trying to go to sleep at night, you can just like unwind, sit there and um, listen to her talk while she works her way through. She's got like this husky voice. She's like, "Hey everybody, it's Lavender Town." It's just a real nice voice to fall asleep to. And then I was like, oh shit, she does comics too. That's awesome. So that's when I got into her little cute, unfamiliar comic, and yeah, it's pretty cool. The Art and Times of Jay Ryan. Welcome, welcome, Jay. This is my birthday stream. My name is Kevin Strange. I am a 20-year veteran of the underground. I'm working on my Bigfoot comic, Gigant, and my friends are hanging out with me here. We're having a nice bird bash. I'm drinking a little wine, and just turned 44. And I can't think of a better way to spend it than with my friends here, jamming comics, talking comic lore. And I was just showing off Lavender Town's comic book, Unfamiliar. You can find her on YouTube at Lavender Town, all one word. Yeah. 44. I was at a Chinese restaurant a couple days ago talking about my birthday coming up, and the Chinese dude was like, "Well, you don't look a day. You're mid-30s," and I was like, "Well, that's very very kind of you. I appreciate that. I feel every bit of 44. I probably feel more like 54, but it is what it is." All right, so our group is moving through the woods to the cabin where they believe. So Tyrone here believes that this old crazy Doc Talver buried his fortune under his cabin in the woods, and they are out here. These tweakers are out here trying to dig up his fortune, and they are being watched by the eyes in the woods here. That's the close up of it in the next panel. She says, "Oh, happy birthday. Thank you for the happy birthday." Katie says, "The 40s are the best." You don't give a crap and just roll with it. That's true. It's all, it's all pretty much all behind you by this point. Like, if you're like, for what I always tell people is like, get your bucket list out of the way young, get it out of the way as early as you can. And then you just get the I don't give a fuck years. And I am definitely in the side quest era of my life. Um, deciding to do this deciding to do this YouTube channel full time now and do daily comic book review videos is nuts. I mean, I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's a great way to promote my stuff. That's what I'm thinking, and to share my passion for comics with you guys. It's been so much fun only been doing it for a couple months now, but man, oh man, I've got so many more comics to talk about, and it's just such a great way to tie in promotion for my own stuff and my friends' stuff, and I get to bring like wait till you guys see me and my friend Andrew the other night. We put away this bottle of whiskey and we did an episode on. There's this 1,000-page tome that's a collection of all of the He-Man and the Masters of the Universe mini comics that came with the figures in the 80s. And one of the main artists on that collection was Bruce Timm from Batman. And so we just get hammered and go over all these different He-Man mini comics, and then we did an episode on all the gimmick covers that he has in his collection from the crash era of the mid to late 90s, 95, 96, 97, with all these holographic covers and um, gold foil covers and just cut out covers and just all these great covers. And but especially like, so we did the He-Man episode first, and then we did the covers. The covers episode isn't going to come out until the beginning of November, but listen to how fucking drunk I am in that episode. I could not keep it together, and Andrew's laughing at me. I get to have fun like that with my friends and do these crazy YouTube videos, and it's just been a blast to do it. I can't wait to do a ton more of it. There you go. I'm lost in the chat here. My Rosebud for your Rosebud trophy for the best use of a butthole in comics. Yes, and I've won 2 years in a row. Only. All right. Moving right along here. Yeah, so I'm excited for what the possibilities are for this comic, since I'm not inhibited by that or the adult content of it all. But man, I've got some crazy adult comics that I've been writing lately. I'm trying to get an adult actress attached to this this comic I wrote called uh, Vixo Vulva's Video Violence is what the book is going to be called, and it's all about this girl that does vor porn, and at the same time this satanic cult like raises a sex demon, and the sex demon gets loose and kills the co-star, the guy. So what vor porn is like porn where these guys dressed as monsters like menace girls and do porn things to them, which is a real niche. It's like this real weird niche of like horror porn and gore porn that has monsters in it. And so this sex demon kills the co-star that's supposed to show up and shoot scenes with Vixo Vulva, the famous vor porn video actress, and she doesn't know that this thing has replaced her the guy she was going to work with for the weekend, and the satanic cult has to try to get their sex demon back before their cult leader shows up and and ruins their lives. And it's this super goofy story. Vixo Vulva's Video Violence, and I want to try to get like an actual adult film actress attached to it to play Vixo Vulva, so that I can like promote it at like the AVN Awards and shit like that. Like go down to Vegas and and do a booth with whatever girl's likeness I end up using for the main character, and try to and try to sell comics to porn people. I don't know if that would go over well or not. Like if porn, like because the porn guys, the porn hound dudes are going to be there to get autographs from the porn girls one way or the other. And if I can try to sell them comics while they're doing that, I think that would be a nice niche to break into. I've been peripherally part of the porn industry basically my whole life. I was a porn shop manager, video store porn shop manager when I was from the time I was 19 till I was 25, and I went to a few of those. Like I never went to the AVNs. My boss used to always try to get me to go out to Vegas with him, but it was such a cost to get out there. I was like, I'd rather just stay here and work the shop while you go out there. Well, the owner went out there, but I've been to a few of the like industry parties, and they're wild. They're just as crazy and wild as you would think they are. So I've kind of been let's see, getting behind on the chat again. Are you talking? Which one are you talking about? Are you talking about Vixo Volva's video violence? And sexy chaos ensues. Exactly. Exactly. Oh, is that a guy that does he sells comics with porn stars? There you go. Yeah, hits up all the erotic cons. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I've never. It was actually my friend Brian Kronfeld, a big super fan of the Strangeville stuff. He's been a huge fan of mine since I was making movies. So shout out to Brian Kronfeld. He suggested that the last time he was in town. He was like, I'm going to this porn conference in Chicago. You know, you should think about doing stuff like that. And I was like, I don't know about that. And then I started thinking about it more and more, and was yeah, I think I could pull that off with the kind of stuff that I make. It would be easy to transition into that. And I'm so familiar with the porn world anyway. I know most of those girls, not personally, but I know of a lot of those girls. So it's just a matter of choosing like which girl that I want to. You know, I'll need to make like a list of like half dozen girls and then reach out to them through social media and see who's down, who's game to be a couple character, how we can work that out. If they need paid, you know, like a fee to use their likeness, or however, maybe a cut of the comic book sales, whatever. You know, that all needs to be worked out. But I think that's another direction I want to go with my comics that would be really exciting. You got any cocaine? I hear adult film stars love it. I'm sure there will be lots of cocaine in my future. I can't do anything. I'm 44 years old and I'm fat. If I do cocaine, I'll die. I don't have some moral problem with cocaine. Cocaine's fun. Cocaine was actually my favorite drug when I was in my 20s. Man, I loved the cocaine. I was too poor to do it very often, but I'll send you his profile so you can scope out the cons he goes to. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Exotica, I believe that was the one in Chicago that my buddy Brian went to earlier this year. There we go. So yeah, I've got, you know, there's lots of plans. This one is the Amazon book and the comic book store book, and then I'm gonna move. And then I was saying earlier I'm gonna do the Dabbleette book. She's gonna take to the Gathering of the Juggalos next year, and then Katie, I also want to talk to you about that. Because this, I don't know if you were in the chat yet when I was talking about this. I'm working on an ICP Gathering of the Juggalos book. This is the cover of, it's going to be called Strange Does the Gathering. And it's my personal firsthand account of the infamous 2002 Gathering of the Juggalos, where it was the third annual Gathering of the Juggalos, which resulted in a riot where the riot police literally stormed the Peoria, Illinois Convention Center and shot paintball gas pellets and gassed us all out of the Civic Center, and they were going to cancel the gathering until they got even more scared that we were going to destroy Peoria. I'm going to try to have this done before the Gathering of the Juggalos next year, but there's a lot of, so back then, you know, at the time, does that mean you're coming back to Astro? Well, that's what I want to talk to you about, because a lot of back in 2002, ICP and Twisted were still in, you know, obviously good standing with one another. So there is a lot of stuff in this book that I talk about. So I have like a Dark Lotus set, which you can't really tell, but it says Dark Lotus up here, and that's, ICP, Twisted, Blaze, and ABK were all in Dark Lotus at the time. And at that 2002 third annual gathering, Violent J fell off the stage and broke a vertebrae in his back, and got back on stage and finished the whole set. So there's going to be a lot of Twisted, and then then here's like a big Dark Lotus full splash page where I talk about how this was the biggest, loudest, longest Dark Lotus chant I'd ever heard in my life. I've seen Dark Lotus a million times, and at the end of the set, they always chant Lotus, Lotus, Lotus. They went crazy for so long at the convention center afterwards. But there's going to be a ton of Twisted. My point is, there's going to be a ton of Twisted love in this book, because the second night I was actually front row, center stage for the Twisted headlining set, and all kinds of fucked up shit happened during that set, and that's going to be in the book. And so if I can't make it out to Astro to give Twisted copies of the book myself, I want to send you a bunch of copies of it to make sure that they get into the right hands, if you're up for that task, ma'am. Juggalette is now all years. Fago, yes. That would kill it, Astro. I think it would. It's old school. There's Dirk Manning. Is that who you mean by Dirk? I don't know him personally, but I'm familiar with him. He's always there at Astro, right? Hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah, yeah. Big plans. Lots of stuff in motion. I'm working on this book, and I'm working on the Gathering book at the same time. But it's old school. It's the family era. I hate the social divide that everybody is involved in these days. It kills me, but especially the Juggalo divide is just senseless. And I wanted to make a book that reminds us of the old days when everybody still loved each other. And there's a lot of love for ICP, Juggalos, and Twisted in that book. And first thing I thought of was, if I can't get to Michigan, I bet I could send K-pop to the show with a bunch of copies, and make sure that they get distributed to the proper people. I would love to see. I want to go. Yes, I do want to go. I want to get up there, and I want to put copies into Jamie and Paul's hands personally. I want to see their reaction to the book personally. But if I can't go, you're my backup. You're my backup plan. If I don't have the means to get up there. Oh yeah, he does write the Twisted books, doesn't he? Yeah. Big plans. Big plans. Lots of wheels in motion. And I'm trying to do a daily YouTube show on top of it. I put a ton of work on my plate. I don't think I will. I don't know. Have they released the dates for the next Astro yet? It's usually like February, March, April, and I definitely don't. I don't know. I don't know if I can get it done or not by then. I bet I could. I bet I could get it done by then. All right, so that's our second panel. So our first panel is our crew of tweakers headed towards the cabin with the eyes in the background, and then we have a close-up of eyeballs. I'm trying to get this last panel done, and I think we'll probably call it. I line out the borders with a ruler, and then I go over the ruler panel border freehand, so it gets all wonky. It looks like a crazy person drew it. Oh, here we go. You have a few months. Usually it doesn't run until March, April. They had to push it back a month because of the Kevin Smith fiasco a year ago. Yeah, I think they kind of they pulled that back together, didn't they? They got him and everybody out there. I don't know if they drew the same crowd, but as they would have otherwise. Grinding YouTube is one of the most detrimental things to artists. It's a double-edged sword. You're telling me. I mean, it's crazy, but I love it. And I've got, I'm doing the Ed Piskor methodology where I try to bank all my videos in one day. I just marathon through and do a ton of videos on Tuesdays, and then I just space them out. I've got videos. I'm 15 days ahead. I'm banked 15 days ahead right now, so that I don't ever feel like I'm like under pressure to get them done. Like I'm not trying to record the video today that needs to be released tomorrow. So that seems to work out pretty well. And yeah, and I've got great friends that do these shows with me that have my back. If I need a break, they can jump in and carry the heavy load on some episodes if I need them to, especially as I get closer and closer to the deadlines on these books. Yeah, they had to do a 2.0 later in the year. Katie says it's a constant grind, but I have a ton of fun. Yeah, Katie, you're the hardest working YouTuber I know, for real. No, it's Monday, right? Yeah, it's Monday. Tomorrow's Tuesday. Yeah, tomorrow's when I bank all the shows. All right, let's get this last panel done here, and then I can get out of here, and I can go see what Dabalette sent me in the my DMs. All right, let's try to keep my hat out of the. Turn that around. All right, let's get this. Yeah, she sent me something fun for my birthday. I don't know what it is yet. This. And then is she the one that's got? No, she's got regular. She's got regular teeth. She's got teeth. That's right. Still early in the book, so I don't know the. I don't have my character designs completely memorized yet. I like it that way. I don't like to, as I was saying at the beginning of the stream, I don't like to noodle too much on my characters before I work the book. I like the characters to sort of materialize as I work on the book. It makes it more fun and spontaneous for me. I like their personalities to come out. I'm not like I guess a lot of guys will like draw the comic and then write it later. I don't do that, but I just don't like, I don't have everything completely like worked out and memorized as the book starts. These characters' personalities will present themselves as we move forward. Yeah, the hat is the bane of the camera, that's for sure. Regular teeth. Regular teeth. I drew I just drew her teeth. All right. She does have regular teeth, though. Let's draw those now. I really, really wrestled with how, like, buxom and everything I was going to make the female characters for the stuff that I want to put in comic shops and all that. And eventually I just had to be like, you know what, man? Because I look at all these 90s comics that are in all these comic book shops, and Liefeld and McFarlane and all those guys, they drew the most scantily clad, half naked women. More than half naked, mostly naked women in those books, and it just doesn't matter. And I need to quit trying to be some kind of a I do adult books, so it's like I don't know where the line is. So suddenly I went from doing adult books to trying to draw like prude, like what am I doing? Just draw them. So they're going to have the gigantic butts and the big tits and all the stuff that they have in the adult stuff. It's just not going to be an adult an adult book. I just can't. I can't get. I'm crazy. Obviously, I'm crazy, or I wouldn't do wouldn't do what I do. But it you would be surprised how like much I go around and around with myself um, to create this stuff. You wouldn't think it would be that big of a fucking deal, but I somehow managed to make it a big deal. I didn't used to. I seem to get more and more neurotic with age, and I don't know what that is. I put higher expectations on myself or something. I'm not sure exactly where in because I used to not give a fuck as especially as a writer. When I would write novels, it was just I would sit down and just let it go. Never gave anything a second thought. And as a cartoonist, it's like I just constantly. It's not that I'm. Well, maybe it is second guessing myself, but I'm constantly reevaluating and reevaluating and reevaluating this stuff and trying to. I don't know, overthink it in a way that's like you're Kevin Strange, man. This shit don't need to be overthunk. Just draw. You just draw the shit. Just write it and draw it, and don't let it take up that much of your freaking brain. So I'm just for this book, I'm just letting it go. It's exactly the same way I would make an adult book, except the adult stuff ain't in it. Oh, I lost the whole page of chat here. Oh, here we go. K-pop hears what she wants to hear. That's true. That's true. We've done a lot of interesting stuff with Kev, including rating his spice cabinet in the fridge. Let me show you something. I get so tired of people asking about my spice rack over there that let me kick the camera over here. I actually set up a wall of stuff across my cabinet back there. So we got Puppet Strange, and then some of my poster displays from conventions. Then we got the Strange Head, and then I have a Cthulhu. I have a Cthulhu plushie wearing a Kraken plushie on his head back there, so that all the spices have been covered. There is no spice going on here tonight. We have done some very interesting shows together, haven't we, K-pop? He totally said teats. Maybe I did. Space worms, yes. We love the space worms. I am the big booty expert. I still am. Working on my book, I thought long and hard about how far I should go with certain things. Then I said, "F that! I'm just going to do it." Yeah, you just have to. It just, man, you just gotta overthink it. It's going to kill it. Spice rack is covered. Yes, I just. Speaking of being the big booty expert, where is it? There you go. That's a donk. What's going on with her hand here? All I did was I just gave myself an oval. So I don't know what she's doing with that hand. Figure it out later. She's got this duffel bag full of tools on. Comes down here, around here like that. Okay. Shoesies. All right. Oh, I just have to figure out this hand. There we go. John says for PG-13, she's got some junk in the trunk. Hey, listen. if the if the mom from Incredibles could have a giant booty, then so could my characters. Let's do, that's Shifty and Katie. Kathy. K-pop is Katie. This is Kathy. And then she's got the gap in her teats. If the booty fits, you must acquit. Absolutely. All right. I'm going to take my eye out one of these days doing that. Well, we talked about the Juggalo book. We talked about Vixo Vulva's video violence. We talked about Gigant. We talked about the channel, daily videos. I plugged Count Keefula, aka Dracula in Strangeville. Gotta get Kathy's mullet going here. Oh yeah, oh, yeah, that's nice. It's a nice mullet. Talked about frickin' Lavender Town. She's gonna be like, where are these subs coming from? This is my friend Josh Howard is literally he's literally a Christian um, comic book creator, and his shit is more lewd than this, and I'm over here worrying about whether I'm being too lewd in a PG-13 comic or whatever. He literally makes Christian comics that are more lewd than this, so I just need to let it go, let it go, and make my book and quit overthinking it. I don't know what in the world her hands are supposed to be doing in this scene. I don't know what they're saying. I don't know what they're talking about. Let me pull my script up here again. See what in the world this conversation is. This is page 5. Okay, well, there's arguing back and forth with each other, so. Yes. Get the big. Pointing at each other like that. And then just have this arm. Be down at her side. Yeah, looks good. You guys even see that? I don't even have it centered. John, are you still hanging out? Did you go to Flashback this year? I didn't make it up there. It's not quite right, but we're getting there. You know, I would love to work. I would love to work on a comic for Twisted too. That would be incredible. I actually have a really cool idea for a Blaze comic book. Back when he did the casket, what was that called? The Casket Factory. Was that the name of his that last Blaze record? I had this awesome idea um, to make Blaze like a Freddy Krueger type figure, casket maker, where these teenagers would get trapped in this dream world at the casket factory, and then he would, you know, all these terrible things would happen to them, you know, Freddy Krueger style, where Blaze, the casket maker, would make them experience their, you know, worst fears or whatever before he killed them. And they're like, and the at the beginning when this like group of teens gets like they wake up in this dream world, this casket factory world, they don't know, like we don't know anything about them, but as the story progresses, we find out that they're all like they've all done terrible things, and they're here to pay their penance for the awful deeds that they committed in life. And Blaze, the casket maker, is there to deal out the punishment. Got a really cool story there, but I've never put it together, and I've never sent it to those guys because I don't like bugging people like that. They got their own thing going on, and I know Blaze just had a comic book that came out. You know, I don't know. I like to work with them, but there's a lot of red tape that goes into working with a company like that. Mike, the guy that they're not their manager. Their manager is George, but Mike is like Mike's the one that runs Astro, and Mike is a little, as everybody knows, Mike is a little tough to deal with. Katie, you might have a better relationship with Mike than a lot of people do, but Mike's a little tricky, and I've never tried to approach those guys to do a project with them because I don't want to have Mike as the middleman and blah blah blah. You understand what I'm saying? John answered my question about Flashback. He said he missed it this year. Last time I was there, I hung out with you and Katie at your table. Yeah, that was the last time I was there too. um, I want to go back, Mike and I forget what the promoter's wife's name is. Mike and Mia, maybe. Mike's super cool to me, and he always makes sure to send me a table application, even when I haven't been for years and years, 2-3 years in a row. Mike will send me out an application to do the show. He's very considerate like that. And Flashback has always been one of my favorite shows to do. Well, before it got moved, back when it was at the Rosemont, what was it, at the Sheridan or whatever, when it was connected to that movie theater, and you could go watch like 35 millimeter movies with the filmmakers and the celebrity actor and actress guests. And that convention was the shit. I watched so many cool movies with the creators. I got to watch Night of the Living Dead 35 millimeter with George Romero before he died. I mean, and it was no extra charge. If you had a ticket to the convention, you could go over and watch the movies with the celebrities. It was nuts back then. Flashback was one of the best cons on the circuit back in the early 20 teens. that. All right. This little bush behind her. Worked out. Right. Looking good. Oh, this is the dirt path. He's standing on here. Then we got another hat's fucking this shit up again. That's all brass. I do really heavy pencils. Everything. I mean, it kind of almost looks like ink. You know, it almost looks like the page is already inked because of how heavy I go on the pencils. I like everything to be worked out. I don't want there to be anything left to chance when I go to the ink face, so I can zip right through it. John says the guest list was crazy this year. I just couldn't make it. The one thing about horror cons these days is they are big, big business, and they draw some of the biggest. Like they get back in the day, you only got like celebrities kind of on their way out the door. You know, after they were already finished with their careers, and they were kind of doing. They would kind of do cons as like a little last hurrah income when they couldn't work anymore. And now, man, it's just whatever the brand new thing is, movie, show, Terrifier 3, Stranger Things, you know, those Walking Dead, those actors and actresses are all over it immediately. It's crazy. There's so much money in it now. All right. Some earrings. And he's like that. He's wearing a tank top. That's like that. You got to be careful drawing midget arms because they have like arms like babies. They're not quite long enough. If you just draw them as like short people, they don't look right. They don't look like midgets. There we go. door actually needs to go about this high. That. That. All right. And then the wood paneling. Or the wooden boards. Make up walls of the cabin. And we got a finished page, gang. Looking good, looking good. Took me an hour and 45 minutes to draw that. Normally that takes me about 45 minutes. But I guess we did a lot of lollygagging and talking, hanging out, and general birthday party celebration. So I guess we're gonna get out of here. Flip this camera back around one last time. So thanks for drawing a page of Gigant with me, gang. Remember that Count Kefula, the pre-order, is running through October 31st, Halloween. The link to pre-order the physical copy, 28-page Count Kefula, is in the description. That's $12 gets you the book and an 11x17 poster. Pre-order ends on Halloween, and then we'll print and ship in the month of November. If you want to read it now, become a patron below. There's a link to become to the Patreon. You get access to all of my comics, movies, and novels. Plus, you get the Count Kefula digitally is already there, already done, already up. Yeah, that's the final page, the final pencil page, page number 5 of Gigant. Enjoying the rest of the pages and the cover here. We do this one page, one panel at a time, gang, and we get a whole bunch of comic book pieces. So I appreciate you guys hanging out and jamming with me on my birthday. We're going to do this for 12 straight hours on Halloween with a ton of creators. I hope a bunch of creators come by the channel and hawk their wares and drop their links. And we will, I guess we'll see you guys on the next one. Well, actually, we'll see you at 9 o'clock in the morning for the next comics review video. So I hope I see you guys at the dollar bin, and remember to keep on digging.